You do not need 20% down payment to buy your first home in Nova Scotia. And in 2026, some eligible first-time buyers may not even need the traditional 5% for a down payment. But qualifying for a Nova Scotian program and being financially ready to own a home are not the same thing. The down payment is only one part of the plan. You also need to understand what a lender will approve you for, what you will need at closing for closing costs, and what the home will cost you every month and how much money you should remain after you get the keys to your future home. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real-life realtor here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. In this video, I'm going to walk you through major first-time home buying programs available in Nova Scotia. I'm going to correct a few outdated numbers and give you a practical roadmap for knowing when you're ready to buy. So let's use a realistic example. I'm going to call some of my past clients Maria and David. This again is just for privacy purposes for the sake of the example. Now, Maria and David had saved about $15,000 and they had assumed they were still years away from buying a home in HRM. Every time they saw homes around $400,000 or $500,000, they thought to themselves that there was no way they could save up 20% for the down payment. But when we broke it down a little bit better, they were trying to answer several questions with one number. Now we were going over, could they qualify for a mortgage? Did they meet the requirements for assistance? How much cash would they need at closing? What monthly payments felt comfortable to them? And what could they buy without becoming house poor? The first lesson is do not begin with the maximum price on a mortgage calculator. Begin with your full monthly budget and the cash required to complete the purchase and get you the keys to your new home. First, let's clear up that 20% myth. On a typical insured mortgage, the minimum down payment is 5% on the first $500,000 and 10% on the portion above $500,000. If you put down less than 20%, your lender will generally require mortgage default insurance, with the premium usually added into your mortgage. So, no, 20% is not mandatory, but having the minimum down payment does not mean you can automatically qualify for a home, and it does not cover your closing costs. The biggest new development in Nova Scotia's first-time home buying program, it launched in February of 2026. Through participating credit unions, eligible buyers may be able to purchase a home with 2% for the down payment without paying for separate traditional mortgage insurance. The program has income, credit, stress tests, purchase price restrictions, and affordability requirements. It is intended for people who can afford the mortgage but are struggling to save for that traditional 5% for the down payment. As of the recording, the maximum eligible price is $570,000 in HRM and East Hants and $500,000 elsewhere in Nova Scotia. But I cannot stress this enough. This program is for specific situations only. I do not like this program, and I find most people can get better deals using other programs and services that Nova Scotia offers. Putting 2% for the down payment using a credit union will make you have larger monthly payments than expected and higher interest rates on your mortgage. Again, I do not recommend this program, but it can work for a few select people in specific situations. A program that I do stand by, and I've had many clients use it before in the past, is the Nova Scotia Down Payment Assistance Program, or DPAP. The DPAP provides eligible buyers with an interest-free loan equal to 5% of the purchase price of the property. In HRM and East Hants, eligible homes can cost up to $570,000, meaning that the assistance can reach $28,500 towards your down payment. The loan is not free money, it is repaid over 10 years, and you must be pre-approved for insured mortgage, meet the program's income and credit requirements, and provide that you can cover the closing costs. The province also says to apply, you need at least 3 weeks before the financial deadline in your purchase agreement. This is not something that you wanted to discover 2 days before your conditions are met, because they will not have enough time. With that being said, I've never had any clients use this program and the process took 3 weeks. I've even had clients approved in just 4 business days. We were ready and had our pre-started the process to help us when the time came through, and because we were ready, it took them less time, but still it took us 4 days in that situation. Next is the First Home Savings Account, or FHSA. You generally contribute up to $8,000 per year with a $40,000 lifetime limit. Eligible contributions are generally tax deductible, and qualifying withdrawal for your first home can be tax-free if you qualify. Your participation room begins when you open up your first FHSA. It does not begin accumulating years earlier simply because you intend to buy a home. So opening up one of these accounts sooner rather than later can make a difference. Now, let's talk about the number that many first-time buyers forget, and I'm talking about the closing costs here. In HRM, the deed transfer tax is 1.5% of the purchase price of your future home. On a $500,000 home, for example, that's $7,500 just in and of itself. You may also need money for legal fees, an inspection, tax or utility adjustments, insurance, moving costs, and there might be imminent repairs after the closing date. So the DPAP is for the down payment and it cannot be used for other costs. There are also tax credits and rebates, but they do not all apply to every purchase. The federal Homebuyers amount lets eligible buyers claim up to $10,000 on an income tax return, but that is not $10,000 cash at closing for closing costs. For qualifying newly built homes, Nova Scotia offers a first-time buyer rebate of up to $3,000. A new federal rebate may also recover some or all of the GST or portions of the HST for people who qualify on these new build and newly renovated homes. These new construction rebates do not generally apply to a normal resale home, so check first to see if you qualify. But what happened to my clients, Maria and David? So instead of telling them, you can afford this much, we built 3 numbers. Their approval ceiling with a maximum that the lender would allow them to have. Their comfort ceiling was with their monthly payments for what they could afford while still saving money to enjoy their lifestyle, and their purchasing ceiling, which was the money that they had left after, so they could account for their closing costs and any emergencies that could come up. That 3rd number was obviously the lowest, so that became the number that we used when we were looking at buying their future home. And they met with a mortgage professional, they explored the programs that they qualified for, and they focused on homes that fit both their budget and their lifestyle. The win was not stretching themselves into the most expensive home possible. It was giving them a plan that they understood and could live with and not have any changes to their lifestyle that they were losing sleep over. So you should know your down payment options, your closing cost targets, and your comfortable monthly payments, so you can be confident with your next move and with your budget when buying a home. Now, if you're hoping to purchase your first home in Halifax, Dartmouth, Bedford, or anywhere in Nova Scotia, download my free home buyer's guide using the link in the description. I'll help you map out the real steps between where you are now and where you can be getting the keys to your future home. No pressure to buy before you're ready. So you could also, if you're looking for more information, subscribe to my channel for more honest, practical Nova Scotia real estate advice, and comment below with the biggest questions that you still have about buying your first home. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real life realtor, and I'll see you in the next video.